Boom! What's up? This is John. This is the Agency Breakthrough podcast today with a very good friend of mine and also student of Limitless Rewired, Mr. Teemu Soini. Welcome, Teemu. Welcome to the Agency Breakthrough podcast. Maybe tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you do, and so on.
Thank you, Johannes, for the introduction. Really happy to be here. So my name is Teemu. I'm originally from Finland, now residing in Bangkok and running my agency in lead generation and just growth marketing in general. Been running business for 2 years almost now, and just with limited rewired. I don't know how long we have been already, but I would say it has changed my life to the better, of course. And really excited to do the podcast. My first podcast ever. So
Really?
really
You're
excited.
nervous then.
Not nervous. Yeah, it's pretty chill always to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
But in general, yeah.
Nice, man. You said
Let's see how it goes.
you said like you are since 2 years in the industry of lead gen, but like you have done other sales before as well, right?
Other sales?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been in the sales jobs for almost 10 years now.
Oh,
When
right.
I turned 18, I went for my first sales job. Now I'm 27. So it's been almost 10 years, but a lot of different kinds of jobs. Started with face-to-face phone contracts,
Oh,
selling on the
wow. Uh-huh.
shopping malls, and then I went to sell solar power. Did that for a few years, and then I kind of twisted my career and went to finance.
Mhm.
And when working in finance, worked for 6 months in sales, and then broke all the company records in sales, and then I got promoted as a sales coach or sales manager, and did that for a few months, and then had an opportunity to create a new product in the insurance side for the company, and
Mhm.
that went really well. And since then, I was, of course, hungry young guy looking for more and how to get promoted again for a better
Mhm.
position and everything. But then my boss said that next promotion will be his job, and he's not going anywhere. So then I was just like, okay, that is my cue that I'm I'm residing. Give him a heads up. For a few months to kind of find a new job, and then started generating something on my own, and then all stars were aligned, and my friend and also my co-founder came from the military,
Mhm.
and he was already few, I think, year or two in marketing, web design and everything, stuff like that. And he was like, maybe we should do something together. And I was like, it's a perfect timing.
Mhm.
And we just went full grind on every day, every night, and
Okay.
started building something on my own. And that's where life has taken me now.
Mhm. Okay. I'm quite interested into this door-to-door stuff, right? Because like people always say that like this kind of sales, this is the hardest sell really to do, and this is where you learn the most as a salesperson. So can you tell me a little bit more about it? Because I'm really curious. Well, sorry to interrupt your video, but it's for something important. I know exactly that only 20% of you will watch this video until the end, and I don't want you to miss out. I have a new school group, all right? And if you like my content, you have to join the school group because there you're going to find my best shit from now on. And it's completely free. And I have something super special for you. I have created a course for you that I call the Natural Success Code. And what I'm going to do there is teaching you in 7 days exactly how you can find all your hidden mental blockers and get your natural success mindset back that you had as a kid before society installed all the bullshit. So if you like my shit, join my school group below. The link is below. Sign up right now and I'll see you inside. And now continue the video. I would watch it to the end if I would be you because it's fucking fire.
Yes, I agree and I disagree in that sense, because
Okay.
of course when you go to people's homes, it will like kind of change the dynamics of the sales meeting, because then
Yeah.
you are entering the other person's space. But yeah, I would say you learn so much, because then the respect of other people's like space and the surroundings is much more the center of the sales meeting or the appointment. And but still it's also very kind of straightforward, because you go there and then in the first 3 hours or 2 hours you're there, you just go through everything, and then you need to make the sale in that moment, because the probabilities or possibilities to make the sale when you leave out the door without the name on the paper will drop like significantly. Let's say from 90 to maybe like 20. When you follow up like, hey, we had this discussion about this, are you like, what's your decision? Nah, not interested. Like in the sales, it's always like you're building up the tension and building up the excitement for the product and everything. And especially when you're selling solar, you are of course selling savings, but still you are kind of selling the idea of kind of green energy and like sustainable way of energy and creating energy for yourself. So when the excitement like goes down when you leave, it's very hard to close the deal afterwards in the phone or. But yeah, I think it was probably one of my hardest shots, but still it learns a lot, and it teaches you a lot of resilience, if that's the right word.
That's what I believe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're a young guy and you are looking career in sales, you should go to door or face to face, and also like there's a lot of different kind of face to face sales job. Or with door to door is by far I think the most effective way to learn, because then you are like you're alone in other people's homes, and then you are trying to sell it in their space. I think it's yeah.
You went alone. You didn't have any partner, anything. You just went alone, knocked on doors.
Depended. In my job in solar, we have a team who booked meetings, and then we have these days that we had to book ourselves to go door to door, and then kind of ask about for the appointment or go straight away. But usually you are like, hey, yeah, and we come in like 2 days, 3 days. But yeah, I go alone. But of course, we had a partner. Our team was pretty small, the area, but our team was pretty small. So some days I had to go with my partner, 100% yours. If you go with your friend, 50-50. So.
Okay. It was a little bit hacked up. Now I didn't listen the rest of it because I think the internet cut out a little bit. So can you just repeat what you said at the end? Hello?
You make the like 100% of the commission, and if you went with your, it is still cutting.
Yeah. Okay.
Still
No, it's
cutting.
all right. Yeah.
Connection. That is right. Okay, great. So when you go alone, you get the 100% of the commission, and when you go with your partner, it's like 50%. So sometimes you go with your partner, but most of the time you go alone. Yeah.
Because obviously you make more money. It makes a lot of sense. That is crazy. Okay, and like how much you sold from there? Let's say from 10 people, how much did you sell?
Like how many clients from 10 people I closed?
Yeah.
With solar, it's very like, it's not evergreen product. It's very hard to sell it on the winter, but like it's in summertime from 10, maybe 3, and from the winter, maybe 0.5.
Okay.
No, maybe like 2 from 10. 2 from 10 is pretty accurate. And on the winter time, maybe 0.5, because it's much more hard.
And you went to specific houses where you know there's like house owners, because very often they're also obviously rented, right? So like, I mean, how did you figure out this?
Usually in Finland, if you have a like detached house, your own house, they are usually not for rent. Usually people buy their homes, and if they rent, they usually go like condos or semi-detached houses.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
All right. Interesting. All right. It's very interesting. So from 10 to you basically, okay, that's not too bad, man. And then basically from there, you went like into calling more, right? Like cold calling stuff. That's what you did afterwards.
Yeah. Then I went cold calling. I was like a loan broker in a sense, loan consultant. I think is the right word on the phone. Yeah. Then I did that, and yeah, that was a hard job. That was dialing like hundreds of calls every day, but it paid really well, and you kind of motivated to call more when you get sale, you get a more like fair amount of money, and yeah, but it was long days, at least 8 hours. I usually worked for. Actually, it was a funny story when I started, and I was like, okay, I can really make a lot of money out of this. Didn't take any breaks. Didn't go to lunch. Just called all day.
Oh, fuck
Everybody
me.
goes home. Everybody goes home like 4 p.m. I stayed like, can I stay here and call until 6 or 7? And my boss was like, yeah, sure. Did that for like maybe 1 month. And then my boss came to me like, you are like restricted to stay overtime. You have worked so much, and just like go home, take rest because you're going to burn out. And then I was like restricted to work overtime for maybe 2 to 3 months. But of course there was like aspects in the business structure also that I couldn't call. So
Interesting, man. That's actually very interesting. I don't know what happened, guys. And now he's in Thailand, right? So don't know if it's this internet fucked up or
much because there's always almost.
all right.
Now I can see you again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think the distance is so far that my internet is kind of lagging at the moment.
Yeah, like he's in Bangkok, and I think he's in a coffee. Before he was alone. We should have started early. I think the internet was better. You didn't combine it with so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. So basically,
Yeah, it got
what I
overcrowded
understood,
overcrowded. So
in the end,
yeah.
what I understood was that you said that they forbid you to work long hours and stuff because what they were scared that you burning out or what?
Yeah, me burning out, and the business structure of the company was also like there's only certain amount of people that you can call. So kind of keep it like the sustainability of the lists and everything. So
Okay.
but it was a great job. I really sometimes remember it with so much warmth, and the team we had was so amazing. So like it was one of the best jobs I ever had.
Interesting. Cool, man. Okay. And when you were so good at this, like, could you go like also because I think before we talked about it, so you went basically up and then you became a manager or like,
Yeah. At first I became like a sales coach, and then a manager, and then I got another position in the creating this product to the Finnish markets. But after that, there was no way to go upwards anymore. So then I was like, okay, this is it. Now I have to make something on my own.
okay, all right, interesting, man. So like obviously, like I mean, if you're so good at cold calling, I mean, you just said before, but you're not really using this power right now for yourself that much that you could.
No, to be honest, like even though I'm good at it, I don't like to do it. So it's kind of this like it's eaten my soul so much that sometimes I feel like if I keep calling, there's nothing left of me in a sense. But yeah, there's
Okay.
limit to everything.
All right. And if you're like you're so long in sales now, Teemu, right? Which I think is great. And I think what really just really how can I call it surprises me, right? almost shocks me is that you have done all that sales career. And remember when we started Limitless for Wild, you were like, I have problems in sales calls. I'm like, why, bro? Like, how the fuck is that even possible? You should be a fucking killer in sales.
Yeah, and I think with like it's in my head and it feels different in a sense because when I was calling for someone else, I didn't have to do anything but call. But
Yeah.
when now I'm in the sales calls, I'm just kind of I can't turn off my brain. I have all these like everything else going around, not just a
Mm-hmm.
pitch or not the product that I have to sell.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm just like taking research on the company always before the sales calls and always like creating decks and creating the like unique experience for every
Yeah.
sales call that I have. So then there's like so much more to kind of understand and to manage around the sales calls. So it kind of I don't say overwhelms me, but it creates this resistance that okay, is this person really going to need our service, or is this person really like
Mm.
can he afford it? Am I wasting time? Like yada 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 yada. I'm like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
overthinking so much about the call. So I think that is also an yeah, and that was like when starting out, it's always like when you don't have like crazy case studies or like a lot of case studies,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much easier. Like of course depends on the market, but like when at least in Finnish market, there are like big players, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
big players. And it's very like Finnish thing to do is to kind of take the offer from many places and see which one fits you the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of newcomers like in the business or in the industry in general, they kind of prefer to go like performance only model. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
we take money from like 100 euros, 200 euros for every sales call we book. And when you create a service that is so much more, and because our service is very like hands-on project, and we create everything from the funnels and like VSLs, everything. So for us, it's there's no sense to make it is like a pay per call
Yeah.
model. There's so much more inside it,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's very hard to make customers understand that you got to offer this kind of service, and this service that we offer is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And you are offered tip of the iceberg, and we offer you all this that is underneath
Mm-hmm.
the surface. So
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Okay.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but that is yeah,
So basically, you say like,
but that is also problem with the targeting.
yeah, okay. But you say basically like, especially Finland, I mean, I can imagine, like, I mean, we all know Levi Arola basically completely bombarded whole Finland with cold email for sure when he started out. So, and then there come a lot of others. So Finland, I think, is like for this the size of country that it is, there's a lot of
Yeah,
cold email killers in there, right? So that's what they have. Obviously, there's more offer demands to demand, right? So like this is the thing, demand creates the offer, and obviously, what I believe is that they got so much offer, right, that they obviously have the possibility to say like, okay, I choose this, I choose this, I choose that,
yeah,
which makes it for you more difficult, and especially when you say, okay, I'm having a different kind of system, they're like, yeah, why should I do this? There's more risk for me included into this thing, right? But the point is, like, I
yeah.
think this is also something where you can differentiate yourself from the others, right? Because you say, look, we're doing all this thing around it, and that makes you then special compared to others, and that's why I think you can charge more.
Yeah, and that's what we've been doing. But of course, the financial status of the whole world, like globally, and that's like especially Western countries, it's pretty like hectic at times, and people are very cautious within the investments what they're making.
Hmm.
So yeah, there is a lot of, but like I don't say there is no market for us. Like when we find the right customers, there is no problem at all. Just like they understand what is the how do you say value in the package that
Hmm.
we offer. So it's just
Hmm.
like with some customers, and we could just like filter them out. But
Hmm.
sometimes it's just like in the size of the country, you just want to kind of contact as much people as possible. And when it comes to Levi, he's a beast. And he's just like a different animal. So it's hard, we can't compare. And Levi has been in the game for many years. And but yeah, I don't think it's impossible task, but we've been also wondering and been thinking to kind of expand the market to overseas. And we actually have already like US customers and Italian customers and like customers in different countries, and it's so much easier to work with them compared to Finland.
Interesting.
To be honest.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Just the attitude in general. But there's the cultural differences in every country.
Of course.
Finland has its own, and German has its own. Spain has its own, and like every country has its own.
I know.
So
there's a massive difference. That's why me, for example, like when I came here, I remember, and I opened my cryo spa. We were, first of all, we wanted to work. It was like we wanted to adapt to the market here. Let's go to the local people and work with the local people. You know what I mean? Work with the Spanish people. It was a fucking disaster. It's like, I'm not gonna continue doing that. Like, I mean, bro, like it's just like for Germans like me, everything is mañana, and mañana is mañana again, and it just everything takes fucking ages. Where you think like, my God, this could be like I do this in half hour, and they take like 2 weeks for making it ready. It's crazy,
yeah.
you know. So like that's why I was at the start trying to do that with the Spanish, but I couldn't continue doing it. So I was then really only working with experts. That's what I was doing, and it was much better because I know it's in general also here maybe Andalusia, but like people just don't take me wrong, it's amazing to live here, but they're not born to work, man.
Yeah.
like literally not, man. But yeah, anyways, for me it's in general difficult to work with a lot of people because I just work like you know me, I work at very high pace, like tuck, 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 tuck.
Yeah.
Right. And for me it's sometimes difficult to work with any kind of people. It doesn't really matter who it is. But yeah, anyways, what I want to ask you, like, what would you say, like, since you started out now 2 years ago until now, how has the industry changed?
Interesting question. I think the industry changes really fast because of the AI, and there is a lot of bad options in the markets, and there's a lot of kind of these new coming agencies that just like think it's a easy way to make a lot of money, come to the game and just like run through the offers and run through the campaigns, and then just like kind of utilizes AI so much that everything becomes so generic. But I also think if you are in the right communities and you know right people, you are going to be okay, because then you are just like in front of the information or in top of the information at all times. And I think like with our community as well, like for the community agent velocity, it's like it doesn't matter how the market changes, because there is so many bright minds always in top of things, always just kind of seeing where the market is going, and if everything changes, you know it like in 3 days maximum, and you know the changes. And if something is broken, you know it. If you know like something's changing and is a better way to do it, you know it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
but I don't say it's changing to the like worse, but I just think like more time goes by, the competition won't matter, because the skill gap will be so big in a sense that AI can't do everything for you, because you need to have the skill in some sense and know what you're doing. But yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Like if we talk about AI, right? I mean, I just told you before that I'm basically just right now fully automating one of my clients. And I see it going in two different directions. And I spoke about this with David the other day as well, where I just said like, okay, there's the one direction will be the full automated agent, where you just really say, look, and I think we're short before to get there, to be honest, right? Like maybe in 6 months from now, we think we can be there, okay? Where it's just an agent, like you see now, for example, in Smart Lead, where they have now own, but they also have now leads and everything. So everything gets more and more centralized, right? And like there will be an agent where you just say like, okay, you know what? This is the ICP that I want to target. Okay. This is their website. Okay. Find me the ICP leads. Okay. Basically verify them. Then write me the copy. Put me everything together. And in the end, I basically just double check everything and click OK. And this thing will shoot out. I think this is not going to take long, then we will be there. All right. That's the one thing that I see. However, if you think about, have you heard about Fixer?
Fixer? No.
Yeah, this thing that is basically taking your emails and responds to them and filters them out and blah, blah, blah. It's a system for normal email that you put it in your Gmail and it will just filter out your emails. Basically, this is promotion, this is this, but not just like Google, but more sophisticated, where basically it understands exactly which kind of email is which email. And then it will just automatically also answer. All right. So like the point is this, there will in like not long ago, not far away, what I believe it's going to happen is going to talk AI to AI. It's like AI sends out AI answers. It's like, what the fuck, right? But this is unfortunately like where it goes. This is where I see it going, which is crazy. But it's, trust me, this is not far away. Okay. But I see also another thing coming back, and it's a little bit retro almost, I would say. Like, for example, I have not even a Clay account, right? And I do all my campaigns without Clay. And I just really go back to like Levit said the same thing. Like when we have like we have campaign, like we have started 2 years ago. Like I really sit there, I'm like, okay, thinking, okay, what could be a could be a cool copy? And I go down and I'm really starting without any AI whatsoever and just write a cool copy. And what I also do is like I have sometimes SDRs where I'm telling them, hey, give me the email that you normally send out because normally they know what they should approximately send out. Obviously, it's a disaster how they write it most of the time because otherwise they would not need you. But at least there's something in there that makes sense. So I take some stuff out. And what I do is I just really bring it in a nice flow. Like that's what I do. I look at something, I'm like, okay, this flows nice. This is between 80 and 120 words. This is how I would write it, and that's how I do it. And it just makes it more human again. And I think these are the two directions where we will see. We will have the one direction is fully AI automated, and there will be the other direction that will be like really more humanized again. That could be maybe written by an SDR even, where the people even realize, hey, this is written by a human. These will be the two directions. Because like I see like the stuff with, I mean, thinking about Clay, obviously, specifically, like every email sounds the same. Like it's nothing, there's nothing really special or relevant. Like people always want to make it more sophisticated and stuff. But if somebody like us knows it, I can immediately see it. Like, I mean, like it's the same thing with LinkedIn, where I decided now, because I was guilty myself about it. I was always posting on LinkedIn and I was using, okay, I was using highly sophisticated stuff like Poppy, where I even put in my YouTube videos and it's really spoke like me. However, it missed the soul, right? So that's why I decided for myself, like my content, all my content that I do now is only without AI. Because I want to create my personal brand. I want people buy me. All right. So people buy what if like on LinkedIn, everybody fucking sounds the same. It's terrible. I cannot even read the posts anymore. It's terrible. It's disgusting, really. And so that's why I want to stand out. I want to just be me again. And I think these are the two directions that we will see. Everything will be completely AI automated, and there will be some of us that will hopefully stay authentic. And I hope that there will be still a few people that stay like this because otherwise it's a very fucking sad world.
Yeah, and I think like that is a really good point because uh, I've had this exact same experience with LinkedIn, and if I get an email that I can like instantly tell that it's written by AI. So nowadays, it's just like you said, it's missing the soul. And
Yeah.
when you write it yourself, you can like, I don't know how or how it's even possible. Or when you write something yourself, you can kind of tell that it's written by you. But if you write it with AI, I think the sentence structure and everything, it's always the same, more or
Yeah.
less. It's yeah. And like for now, like I've been writing our copies, not misspelling by like not trying to misspell, but I'm just trying to kind of write them not backwards, but kind of like placing words in different places and make it sound like more human, just like with words sentence structure. Because then you kind of know it. Because if you read the email, it's like, why it's just like, why this sounds weird, then you don't know, like, okay, it's not the AI, but then you can get kind of like a feeling of that this is written by someone. You can get a feeling that this is written by someone who is not so bright, but you can also be like, okay, this is at least this is written by a human.
Yeah.
And that is kind of the effect that I'm trying to get away from our customers. And when we are doing outbound, that it's actually human and not an AI, because yeah, it's every AI sounds the same. And even, of course, it's about the prompt. And I know people who can prompt really well and make copies with AI and just like, but then the prompt is mostly just like human characteristics and how to speak and what kind of structure to avoid and everything. But like, yeah, it works for someone, but kind of takes away the point of kind of connecting with people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
fully
exactly.
automated or just non-automated at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean,
I would kind of hope it would go to the unautomated way.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm always using AI a lot every day, and there's a lot of things where you can use it for. Like, you can use it for structure, you can use it for ideas, you can use it for so many things. But I think specifically for copy, it's just
Mm.
nah, bro. It's just like you never know, right? Maybe in 6 months from now it will be there. Like you never know. Like it can become an emotional AI or whatever, where you just really feel the soul in there. But like I doubt it. And that's the one thing. And the second thing, like you said, like also if you read my LinkedIn posts now again, also like they don't sound like they're not perfect, they're not polished, they have their rough edges and all that stuff, but it makes it human, right? This is the interesting part about it. Like the more polished it is, the less soul it has most of the time. And that's exactly the thing that I don't like about LinkedIn is this whole corporate bullshit anyways. And everything is always so corporate and it's just like ugh. But like I personally get a lot of my clients from LinkedIn because every agency owner is on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I wouldn't even post there. But for me, it's just like my clients are on LinkedIn. I have 10 times prefer YouTube because in YouTube you can just do what the fuck you want and nobody cares. Don't need to polish stuff and people like it. But LinkedIn is LinkedIn, right? But like that's exactly the reason why I want to stake out, and but that's why I want to that's why I decided for myself that for me, my content, even if it's more work for me, but I just prefer to really not use any AI for my content because it's just like I think it's better. Like especially when you build a
I think
personal
it's
brand, yeah,
also
you know what
better.
I mean. When you build a personal brand, you want to have people buying you, not just like fucking a machine.
Yeah, and if you buy a personal brand and it's AI, then it's not personal brand; it's an AI brand.
Exactly. Like it's the same thing now. Like
Yeah,
for example, the guy that scripted my shorts, okay? Like my shorts, he said like you have so much potential and blah blah blah. But in the end, he scripted them. And I don't know, pretty sure he used AI, even if he will not admit it. But like when I saw say these things, there was just no soul in there. That's why whatever went viral or whatever, because there was no soul in there. So now I decided, I was like, I'm not a guy that likes to do shorts. Like I don't want to sit there as like I'm the 20 seconds now to say something. But what I do is really like cut out the best stuff. Like everybody else, like Andrew Tate does it like this, Hormozy does it like this. Like all the big ones, they don't sit there for 20 seconds and do a short. They have this long form content, and then they cut out their scenes where they're having this nice ideas and stuff that just come naturally. Because I think that's just what it's. I think that's personally, I think it's much better. It's more natural. It's more authentic than sitting there like and doing 20 seconds. Hey, hi, this I need to take care about this, the hook, and then this, and they're like, fuck that shit, you know. Like I'm
Exactly.
personally
Exactly.
not wired for that. Okay, so my next
And
question,
that's the one
obviously,
thing I gave you.
huh?
One more thing about this actual topic. One more thing about this topic. That's actually the one thing I gave you feedback a while ago, like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Remember that don't script the limitless rewired calls, because your ability is the energy, and when you script them too much, then you lose the energy and you lose the
yeah,
soul, as you say.
yeah.
So that is so true what you say.
Yeah, exactly. No, I remember also when I did my first YouTube video and I bought myself a teleprompter and all that stuff and it needed to be perfect and then I put up my first video where can you check it out if you want to, my first video ever. It's like where I speak about 75 hard. Um, and the people watched it and they're like, yeah, John, it's okay, it's great, but it's not you. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I don't know, it's just not
Yeah.
you. I don't feel you in this one. And then I was like, okay. So I did one other one. And it was Levi telling me, Jonathan, no, you have to do unscripted. This is not like this, blah, blah. So I did one directly after I said, I challenge you that you just sit down, switch on the camera, and you just fucking start talking. All right. And I did it, and then I sent it over, and it was 30 minutes. And he was like, bro, this is fire. Right? I was just like telling my life story more or less. You can watch this also. I think it
Exactly.
has a
Exactly.
stupid
Yeah.
title. It has something called like becoming, I don't know even what's the
Yeah.
title. It's like my second
I
video, I think, that
think
I ever
I've
did.
seen it actually.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've seen it.
Yeah. So like
I think I've seen it.
this is just like, and everybody loved it because they said like, okay, this is you, right? So this is what it's all about. And I think, and that's, I hope that we will have more of this authentic content still coming, but I'm sure we will because there will be more people like me that just say like, fuck that, I want to build me and not some kind of machine, you know what I mean? And I think that's what people will want to watch because also now, like you see it also on YouTube, you see it everywhere. Everywhere, it's just everything's just scripted with AI, and it just all sounds the same, and that's just really, really fucking boring, right? And soulless. That's what it's about. That's what I see.
That is
Yeah.
exactly
So,
the
huh?
yeah. That is exactly the kind of content that I have. That is exactly the content that I have filmed like for hours and hours, but I've been procrastinating with editing for so long. I have almost like 1 year of content from my life, just like working and traveling and just like working in different countries, all
Hmm.
unscripted and but so authentic as possible.
Oh wow. So when we can
But
see that?
yeah, I just haven't. Actually, just my friend who lives here actually in Bangkok, and I was talking. He's now editing videos for his like living. And I was like, okay, I can pay you just like edit my videos, and just yeah, we're now working on the first video, but I think we're going to make like 3 or 4 longer format videos for like 3 months for one video, 3 months for one video, 3 months for
Okay.
one video. But yeah, that's just like authentic thoughts, and like as we both know, we're both like deep thinkers, and
Yeah.
yeah, and there's a lot of like me yapping about that's just life and how I see things and how I see
Fucking
entrepreneurship
cool,
and
man.
everything. But like, let's see if I can put them out.
I can't wait to see it, man. That's super fire. I love seeing that. So
Yeah,
basically, you traveling
I
and
will
then
link
just
them.
basically having ideas and basically yapping into the camera about how you see life and stuff.
Exactly that, and just like how interactions that I have with people, and but I'm still really new to the kind of filming stuff. I'm not comfortable yet filming people so much. I'm just like living my life and kind of talking to the camera where I am and how I see the certain location that I'm in, and like what is the culture like, what is the food like, what is the working in different places like,
Hmm.
and just like kind of behind the scenes look if you want to live abroad and what it's really like, not anything flashy, not anything flexing, just like authentic content, but still made in like good quality cameras and good
Wow.
sound quality. So
Could be really interesting as well for the audience as well, because I mean, obviously, I know a lot of you guys are thinking really to travel more and stuff like this and work maybe from different countries. So you have been now, like, where have you been all now in the last months?
in some France, Switzerland, Belgium, Poland, Vietnam, Thailand, little part in Finland. So different countries and kind of different mindsets and like highs and lows, how life goes. And like, as you know, like a lot of stuff happening also in my personal life. So there has been like different kind of moods in the camera as well. So
Interesting. Okay. And like you said, right now you really fell in love with Thailand, right?
and Asia in general, like but Thailand especially, but I also love Vietnam so much. It's like they say like once you come here, it changes you, and they're so right. It's like, yeah, for me, I absolutely love this place. And I've been in different places also here in Thailand, but whatever you want in life, I think you can find it in Thailand. If you're looking for snow, then you won't find it here. But
Yeah.
but also like Vietnam, like I was in Da Nang and Hoi An. Those places are just like if you're an expat, you're working remotely. Internet is super good. Infrastructure is super good. Everything is super cheap. Everything works. People are very hardworking. It's like very clean in places, and
Interesting. Okay.
yeah,
Vietnam. Like
I
what
think it's really like misconception for the whole that Asia is. You were saying Vietnam?
yeah, like I was interested about Vietnam, like what's like the living cost in Vietnam, for example.
I found a really nice apartment for a month. I paid like 250 euros for a month, like a studio, but I didn't need anything else. I had like a bed, a shower, and that's about it. One desk, and then working in cafes. Basically, if you eat local food, it's like 2 to 4 euros. If you want to eat like Western food, it's like 5 to 7 euros. Depends where you go eat, but you can eat very cheap. And transportation is like for 30 minutes or 45 minutes taxi ride is like 10 euros.
Okay.
And Thailand, pretty much the same. If you want to live in central Bangkok, it's like, of course, you can pay as much as you want. It's still a super city. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. Like, but you can still live here fairly cheap. I'd say with 2,000 euros, you can live very like easy life here and do most likely whatever you want. If you like with 10K, you can is pretty much like do whatever you want.
Okay, cool. Nice, man.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. Like one question I do have, obviously, because I'm also obviously sometimes always thinking, okay, I would love to travel more, but like the thing that I'm having a little bit obviously in my backhand is like, okay, if I really want to scale, can I do it when I travel? How do you see that?
I see that it's a lot of adaptation on your schedule and your routines because obviously here the time difference is 5 to 6 hours to Europe generally, and to USA 12 hours. So you just have to kind of twist your clock, but it's doable. Now I start working with clients like 2 p.m. and I work until usually like 10, 11 p.m. and then usually go eat and then go sleep, and I wake up like 7, 6 a.m. Get up, run errands, go train, do stuff until like 9. and then I start working on my own stuff. And yeah, it's doable. I think it's more just, as we always say, it's a mindset thing. If you
Yeah.
want it bad enough, you can do it. There's just
Okay.
like adaptation.
Okay. I mean, the cool
But
thing
it's
is,
very good to realize it's not a vacation.
okay, yeah, that's important, obviously. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, the cool thing is like when in Thailand, like for example, you're 5, 6 hours ahead, so you could basically put in on the one side, you could put in a lot of work already before everybody wakes up, and the other hand is
Yeah.
like you could just really relax and do things for yourself before everybody wakes up. Like these are the two options, right? It's basically that you have, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And but here also it's like the sun goes down like 6 p.m. already. It's dark outside. So in the daytime, it's very, if you like hot atmosphere, of course it's good. But like locals, they don't move around like 1 to 3 p.m. here.
Oh,
It's so
right.
hot.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It's over 30 every day. So it's very hot. And especially in Bangkok, there's like so much buildings. There's almost none or little wind, but almost none.
Yeah.
It's always like very stagnant, but it's a big
Okay.
city.
All right. Nice, man. All right. Cool. So yeah, obviously, you know that my topic is also a big time of definitely mindset. Like, what would you say, how important is mindset for an entrepreneur in general?
Everything.
Hmm.
Because if you have the mind, you don't have to have even skills, but if you have the mindset, you will learn the skills.
Hmm.
If you don't have the consistency, but you have the mindset, you will learn the consistency.
Hmm.
Like mindset is the base of everything you need to have in life in general, even though if you're not an entrepreneur, as a human, it's everything is about mindset. How your body works is your mindset. How your life looks like is your mindset. Everything.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, but what do you say to people that say like mindset is woo-woo?
Then I would ask them, what is not woo? Because, of course, it depends how the level of understanding to the world and kind of how things work. But if we just, okay, this is going to go very, very deep end. But if we talk about like in general, what you see in your life and how you project your thoughts into this world, it's basically what your life looks like.
Hmm.
And how you project what is inside your head. So let's see how you view about the politics, how you view about success, how you view about your happiness or things you value. Everything is mindset. It's your how you perceive things. It's your perception of things, and that's how your life looks like.
Hmm.
So everything is based on mindset.
Hmm.
People talk about manifesting and how I want to manifest my life. Everything is here.
Hmm.
It can't be out here if it's not here.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. That's such a good point,
So
man. Honestly, I had I had a conversation with a guy that won. Maybe if you watch that, you know who I'm talking about. The one that needed it the most from all of the people that I talked to. That really, he was not doing
yeah,
it at the end, limitless reward. And I remember he said to me, like, I don't want to invest. I really thought like right now I'm not thought to invest into an info product. I'm like, bro. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, I was almost like wanting to shake him. I'm like, bro, like what info product, man? It's like it was almost an insult, you know? Unlimited, it was an insult to limitless reward. Because I was like, come on, you call this an info product? This is ridiculous. Like honestly, I don't even know what to say, right? Because obviously you know that. I mean, you have been one of my first students, but like it's really like you said, mindset is the absolute foundation of everything, and not just at work, in your relationships, in everything. It just makes it such a difference when you're having like the people say control your mind, control your life. It's just logical, right? But so many people just don't understand it. Like if you think about it, right, that like majority of people spend 95% of their money and efforts into strategies and skills. That's what they do. They buy courses, they pay this, and maybe 10%, if even, they invest into their mindset. Maybe they buy a book about self-help book or whatever. They cost 10, 15 bucks, right? That's maybe what they do. And then they're like, yeah, I've done a little, or they meditate a little bit, or do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But they never really invest time and effort and money into their mindset. And that's why they wonder when they're stuck in life. That's just what happens. And that's why 95% of agencies, for example, or 95% of online entrepreneurs in general never make it to 25K MRR regularly. And I believe the main reason for this is because they invest 95% of their money into time, into strategies and skills instead of investing into the mindset. However, when they start to investing in the mindset, they make massive jumps because it's the foundation, like you said, it's the absolute foundation of everything. And the funny story is, as long as you have, and you know this by yourself, as long as you have this kind of what I call mental blockers, it's very difficult for you to move forward in life because it's like I always say, like it looks like implanting good software in a computer with a virus. Like you can put the best software in this computer, it will just not work. But when you remove the virus, the software will work specifically exactly like it should. That's what makes it so interesting, right? But what I want to say as well about this is that
Take your time.
that that actually normally everybody knows that you control your mind, you control your life, but still people don't really invest into it. And the thing with Limitless Wired is that it gives you a structure step by step that builds up on each other, that I call it like almost like a journey into the self, where you learning how to control your mind. And that's the interesting part, because almost nobody really knows how to do that. You don't learn it in school, right? Nobody teaches you, hey, this is how you control your mind. That would be fucking great. But unfortunately, like always Rockefeller said, right? It's like, I don't want thinkers, I want workers. Okay. And they don't want you to think. So like, but like when you learn that, your life gets so much better, because first of all, you understand, like majority of people, they don't even know what they want. They don't know who they are. And that's why they basically work for other people their whole life. That's what they do. They work for other people's dreams, but never for their own, because they don't even know what their dream they should have. Like this is the thing. And like I think the main important thing before you can have any dream is understanding who the fuck am I? Who am I really? That's number one, right? So like I'm thinking, okay, so I'm finding out who am I really? What are my beliefs? And then I'm understanding when I'm investigating my beliefs, I'm understanding, hey, maybe I do have beliefs that has been installed in my brain that are not even mine. They have been installed by my teachers, by society, my parents. Last time I read a book by a guy. That is a guy from Marbella here, and he had in this book, he talked about a study where he said that they made a study by NASA and somebody else, doesn't matter. But they made a study, and basically they tested kids when they were like 3, 4 years old, and 98% of them had a genius level. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard about that study. When they were like when they were like when they were like 6, 7, when school started, already like they went down to 70% or something like this. When they went further, when they were like 12, 13, something like this, they only had like 15%, 50% left. And when they finished their fucking their school degree, they maybe had only like 20, 15% left. And when they finished college, I think there was only 2, 3% left. It's crazy how they basically break the genius level in human beings through the school system. It's nuts, right? If you think about it. So that's why when you understand that you are normally coming into this world as this genius life form, right? Like let's call it like that, and you get just systematically destroyed, this is when you understand how powerful it really is to understand what's going on up here, and understanding and basically questioning every belief, turning it around. And that's what I think. I'm rambling here a little bit, but it's such an important topic. That's why I think it's so important to do that work. And I always say it's the most important work that you can do in your life, because it will influence your business, it will influence your relationships, it will even influence your children. Because when you are not breaking what we call a generational trauma, you give the same shit that your parents give to you will give it to your children as well one more time. And that's the thing, right? So as long as you don't break this trauma, this generational trauma, you will just forward it again and go on to the next generation. But if you are doing that work, you can break it and you can say like, no, I'm not gonna let this happen to my kids as well. And I think this is so powerful, but there's so much more inside. And it's interesting because people always come into limitless survive because they want to make more money and all of that stuff. But when they're in there, they realize, hey, fuck me, it's so much more, right? And like also, like I said, I do believe that the more people that are doing this work, the better work we will have. That's why I'm so into to want to make a movement out of it, because I do believe that every human being needs to do this work. That's number one. And there's not a lot of different kind, there's not a lot of approaches out there. There's not a lot of courses out there specifically or teachers out there that teaches the way that I do it. Okay. So that's how I see it. But yeah, I rambled a little bit on now on this one, but I think it's so important also for my audience, especially if you're watching this, to understand this, that this is the most important work that you ever will do in your life. And now to end this one, specifically if you're an entrepreneur, because if you are in a 9 to 5, you can have mental blockers. You can go with them for life. It doesn't really matter because nobody will even realize it. Yeah, I'm just not good at sales. I'm just not this. I'm just not that. And you will just have all these blockers and you will live with them. But as soon as you're an entrepreneur, you need to go out there. You need to go out there. You get rejected. People will talk bad about you. People will say what you're doing here. Like you will have to face your demons. And if you don't face them, you're not going very far. So that's why specifically if you're an entrepreneur, mindset is everything. And if you look at the School of Hard Knocks and stuff like this, where these young guys always entrepreneur interviewing the entrepreneurs and the millionaires and billionaires, they all tell you the same thing. It's all up here, and that's the thing, right? So yeah, that was a little bit of a ramble from me, but what do you think about that?
Couldn't agree more. It's so important topic, and the whole system is always and has been designed to keep you small. And once they limit you, I remember this story that this young child in the restaurant, like 3 years old, hops on the table and says, "I'm a Superman." And everybody turns to look at the kid, and the parents like, "You're not a Superman, come down." And then the kid is like, "Okay, I can't do that." So then the kid will start to believe that they can't do something.
Yeah.
And just further away they go in the life, they always get people to tell them what they can't do instead of what they can do. And there's a study that child's mind is manipulative until like 13 years old, 14 years old.
Yeah.
So if the parents have generational traumas or traumas in general, or the beliefs, limiting beliefs themselves, they will automatically just like upload them to the kid. And it's not your fault. Like if people are watching this and they're thinking like, yeah, but what I can do about it? It's not your fault that you have them, but it's on your responsibility to get away from them and get rid of them.
Mhm.
Because if you don't do the work, somebody in your family and your generations to come will have to do the work. So if that is the some work you want to pass on, feel free. But I think that's a courage to give forward if you know and you have tools. It's like this is how you fix it. This is how you fix and the future generations'
Absolutely.
life. So
yeah,
I think it's important work, and it's a topic that we could run for hours. And usually when we start a call, we talk hours now. So.
Exactly, that's what we do, right? But it's like exactly what you said now, like David Goggins, for sure, if a few of you will know him, or maybe many of you will know him. He said such a famous sentence where he said, like, nobody is responsible for their upbringing, but you damn responsible to fix that shit, right? And I think I love that because this is so true. Because again, you can have whatever happened to you in your life, right? Happen to you, okay? You cannot change it anymore. But you can also, and this is the thing that nobody tells you, you can change everything. You can change the whole thing that is happening upside here, because that's the thing that you have as a human being. We have the free will. We have the power to change everything up here in our mind. Like that's what I say. You do, like Marcus Aurelius said, that I have the only thing that I have control over is my mind, and that's where I can do changes. Everything outside this, I cannot really change. I can influence it, but I can't really change it. That's why if I can learn to control my mind, I control my life. And that's what it's all about. Like with Limitless Wired, this is exactly what you will learn. You will learn how to control your mind. And that's powerful because it helps you everywhere in life. And it doesn't matter which kind of situation you are. Because the biggest problem that humanity is having, as it is a few, but like number one, I think, is that really people identify themselves with their thoughts. Like their thoughts become them. It becomes their story. Like their story becomes them as well. Like something happened to them like 20 years ago and it becomes their life story. Like it's crazy. Like, you know, these people um, that are really almost depressive and always sad and stuff like this. And then you ask them why they are like this. They tell you because this and this happened to me years ago. And it's like,
Yeah.
it is insane. And you're like, bro, but
Yeah.
today it's fucking 10 years later. Like, what's the fucking point that you're still stuck there? And it's so difficult for people like me to obviously understand that, because I'm like, bro, the fuck, you don't let that go. And it's interesting, guys, if you're doing this work, something that I realize a lot of myself, if you're doing this work and you're surrounding yourself with these kind of people, you will see it in a way that you have never done it before. And it will shock you how people can still be stuck in this kind of consciousness. It's unbelievable. You just like, I remember when I did the first time this work, I did a really deep work, and I did that when I split up with my girlfriend as well at this time, because I could just not see it anymore. But she was in depression and stuff like this, and I could just not see anymore how she sees the world, how everything was just sad and things and like this. And I'm like, bro, like I cannot look at this anymore. It makes me fucking sick. You know what I mean? And so the more you're doing this work, the more you understand how sick the world is. That's actually the bad thing about it, but this is really what happens. But the good thing is that you can choose then to surround yourself with people that are basically living your life, the people that are understanding your way of thinking. And that's something that I do, like with obviously creating this limitless wired thing. I'm creating my inner circle and stuff like this. Like I want to surround myself only with people that have done this work, because these are the kind of people that I can really learn from. And this is like that gives me that give me energy back. You know what I mean? And like you don't want to surround yourself with people that are still stuck in their old stories and stuff like this. Just like you have to make a cut with these kind of people. That's very important. I think the older I get, I don't let anybody anymore into my circle that anybody somehow whatever would pull energy from me. It's not gonna happen. I'm very strict with that.
Energy vampires.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. After
Yeah, it's usually
yeah, go on.
yeah, it's usually a give or take transaction with every human being. But if you can find a person who is, it's a give, those are the most valuable people in your life.
Exactly. Exactly. Like in our conversations that we have, for example, it's always a give, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, fireman. Okay, cool. One more last question I do have. So, if you look back, okay, when you started out, like when you started out with your agency, um, and you could give yourself one advice, what would it be?
Even if you can't see forward, just walk.
I like it.
Yeah. Because why that is the advice? Because so many times I've been like, okay, this is it. This is the wall. I don't know how to fix this. But then you just do something and go forward, and just you will figure it out eventually. Eventually you're like, aha, this is how I do it. But if you just give up and you're just like, okay, this is it, I can't know how to fix this, you can't. But if you say I can, you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it, man. That's a great one. That's a great standing word, guys. All right, guys. Okay, so yeah. Thank you very much, Teemu, for joining. I think there was a massive pleasure. I think there was a
My
lot of
pleasure.
value for the audience as well inside, guys. And yeah, thank you for coming on. And guys, I see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.